Alright, shit. Working? The hell? Bum, 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 bum. The sound. I don't think it's going to my mic. What's up, Riplaw, dude? Something weird in my audio routing. Figure out what's wrong.
What happened in general, bro?
Common area? Talking general. What do you...
Look what I wrote in general, bro.
There's a lot in general, dude. I'm getting like a gazillion pings.
Six.
Expect me to go.
No, only the most recent thing. No, like the most recent ping, I mean.
Oh, my most recent ping. Okay. All right. I was caught with someone else being better than me. I just gave up. Now I know nothing. What?
Yeah, like
What?
apparently. Okay.
All right.
So like,
Explain.
there's this
Explain. What's going
person.
on? What's going on, dude?
So okay, so you know how I was good at math last year, right?
You were
Like, and I
getting,
kept
yeah, you were
asking.
getting better at
Yeah,
math. Yeah, because you were asking
I was
questions during the stream. Yeah. All
I was
right.
like trying to get as good as I can. So
Okay.
in school, I was like good at math. I was the best like at math in my
Brad.
classes.
Cool.
So like this year, like around like into a quarter of the year,
Uh-huh.
for school, I was just like doing my regular thing, and
Okay.
then someone else popped up that like they were getting like everything good, and they were like getting in like either on par with me or
Okay.
better than me, better
All right.
scores than me.
Healthy competition's okay. What's up? Okay.
And I just like I was never used to no one like being better than me, so I'm just like I just gave up.
Oh.
Yeah, she sat next to me anyways.
Bro, there's 6
She
billion people in the world. There's always going to be someone that's like
Oh
quote unquote
yeah,
better
okay.
than you at something.
Lesson learned. But yeah, like she sat next to me, so
Why
I'm
are
just
you
like,
giving up? You shouldn't give up just because someone's better than you.
oh, it was like this year, bro. Like,
You're giving up
like,
in math
like,
because someone's better than you at math?
no,
Bro,
no,
do you
this
know how
was like
many
early in the
fucking
year.
people are better than me at math? Do you think I give up
This
at
was
math?
early in the year. So like, yeah, I just gave up. Like everyone, like, I was usually better than everyone, and I'm like, they didn't give up, but like,
Yeah,
I
good.
just think it's dumb.
All right.
I gave up, but like,
I think that, yeah,
yeah,
good.
she was
Good.
better
Yeah,
than me.
yeah, yeah.
And I was
Give
never
up.
used to that, so I just like ended up giving up. She sat next to me anyway, so I could get the answers. Eventually, I just stopped caring
Oh, so
about
you're
the answers, and I
cheating?
just like
Okay. Well, don't cheat, dude.
no. Like eventually, I stopped caring about the answers, and I just like stopped doing my work in general because I'm stopped paying attention. And right, like literally, right fucking now at this moment,
Yes.
was talking to her about like I'm like, hey, you're better than math at me, so come on,
Okay.
help me with this retakes. There's like 6 pages of retakes I have to do to like get my grade up.
Okay.
So like come help me with this retakes. And then I just found out that she was actually like she was never good at math to
Okay.
begin with.
What,
She
she was
just
just
used to fail
cheating?
the math the whole time.
Cheated the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And
a lot of
now
people fake it till they make it, dude. That's what happens sometimes, man. Happens, dude. I'm trying to go live. Why can't I go live? No, it's not made for. YouTube is so weird. It makes me classify everything whether it's made for kids or not. What's up, Noise Noise? What's up, Teacup? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Riplaw? What's up, Habib? Awesome. Sweet. Okay, cool. Here. Go live. Are we live? Are we? Yeah, we are live. Okay, let's start the stream off. Welcome, everyone, to the Golden Hour podcast. My name is Dr. Gold. This is Actual Education. This is our cool little bonus stream we do once a week where I answer any question that is more like conceptual, and it doesn't have to be just math or science. You know, you can be just talking about life. You got any like emotional questions you want to go through? I've been through quite a few years. Let me see. All right. Let's see. Minion's got a math question. That's fun. Minion, let's do the math questions during golden hour. I just want to do more like conceptual
What's
questions.
the meaning of life?
You guys always ask this, bro. Always ask like, what's the meaning of life?
Okay, I'm kidding. Why?
Type your question. Type your question. Type your question in the channel. There's a channel for it. We're gonna go through people's questions.
Oh my
in the channel.
god, bro!
I know, dude. I know. Isn't it crazy, dude? When you gotta like wait in line for shit. All right. Let's start off. We got some spicy questions here. Habib says, when does Habib Broken Controller get class rep? Okay, cool. That's actually a good question. A lot of people actually do join my server. And then you probably noticed that we have different roles for people. So we have like associate class rep. We got some other. I really should make a post in the Discord that says what all the different roles are and what they do. But I can explain it real quick. So associate class reps are like the first step to becoming a mod. It's kind of like where we like mod in training. Need a new control. Yeah, it's an experiment to like see if you can like handle like having some new responsibility. Because as an associate class rep, you're kind of responsible for keeping the peace. If people are like going a little bit crazy and whatnot, you can mute people. It helps also because I'm not on Discord all the time, so sometimes we have like hackers and spammers come. So I really appreciate having a good team of people who can and if you do well with that, then get promoted to class rep. Sometimes it can be sooner. If I see like you're being super helpful, then like I'll probably promote you sooner. In general,
I used to do that at night, but now I don't sleep late anymore.
Well, I'm glad you get some sleep. So, anyways, if you want to become a mod in my server, it's very easy. A, don't cause any trouble. That way I know you're responsible. You're not going to cause like fights. I constantly have to like remove mods and add mods because people are getting into fights. And B, just be active. So if I see that you're on the Discord a lot and like you're interacting and whatnot, that's a really great thing for mods. I sometimes have to take away mods that like just don't ever post ever. And I'm just like, okay, well now we're just like filling up roles. Then, and then, yeah, the third thing is be helpful. That is the quickest way to get promoted in my Discord. If we always have new students coming into the Discord through, they find our TikTok videos. I posted one last night that's gotten 6,000 views. They find it on these live streams. They find it on, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. We have people coming in. A lot of people are confused. They don't know what's going on. If you're helpful and you help new students come in, I really appreciate that. I recognize that, and that's a fast way to get promoted. Sam says, when do I get a friend? Yeah, Sam is our hall monitor. Hall monitor is like one below like admin. I'm the admin. But when you get a friend, I don't know. I don't know if I trust anyone yet to have the powers that Sam. Because Sam can do like some kicking and banning of. I don't want. I've heard like people. Someone was telling me yesterday. Actually, they were in a Discord where apparently, someone just like raided it and just deleted the whole Discord. They just got rid of everything. I was like, what? Like, damn. That that's why I have to keep like powers away from certain people, because if your account gets hacked and then you just start deleting things in the Discord, that would be really bad. Teacup says, I'm the real admin. You are the real admin, dude. Let me fix my mic. Okay, there we go. My mic does this weird thing sometimes where like the levels like go left, right. I don't know, man. So many weird audio issues. Yes, Sam, you could, but I trust you not to. Good question. When you created Actual Education, did you plan for it to become this big? Yeah, I kind of did. I didn't think it would happen as quickly, I guess. It was pretty cool. We've only been around for like 2 years. We're already up to over 1,000. What's up?
You should trust me with God powers.
God powers. Yeah, well,
You're the first person I would not trust.
I would trust Teacup. Teacup's
well, no one would trust you.
Oh, okay. Guys, stop. All right. I believe it's a very important thing when you guys, later in life come up with like ideas and projects, like to dream big, like think big. And you'll hear this on all these like Grant Cardone, I don't know, what's that, Gary Vaynerchuk, like all these like motivational people and whatnot. Will always say like dream big, follow your whatever, heart. I don't fuck, but there is some truth to it that like if you're coming up with an idea, try to be comfortable with it having a big idea for it to become something like cool and huge. And they have this famous quote, like, if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. Because there's this weird thing with the human brain that, like, subconsciously, if you believe in something, or if you keep saying something, if you keep saying, like, I'm going to get an A on this test, I'm going to get an A on this test, I'm going to get an A on this test, your brain will find a way to do it. Like, it's weird. Like, we really are just, like, spirits like, occupying these, like, flesh mobiles to, like, do things. And human mind will just do things on its own that you don't even know is going on. Why? If all sorts of subconscious things. So yeah, Habib. So when I was coming with this, I kind of, in my head, I was like, even now, I'm like, I want 10,000 students by the end of the year. I want 10,000. I know that sounds crazy, right? Because we have 1,200 right now. I want to go up by 10. But if I keep saying that, you'll be surprised. Eventually, it'll happen. You know? So we'll see in December. Maybe I'll have 10,000. Yeah. It's important. Another thing that, like, I deal with when I teach students all the time, especially when they're getting up to exams or finals, is they'll go in and they'll calculate, like, what they need to get on that exam in order to get an A. And I think this is the worst thing. Like, don't do that. Like, no. No. Don't go in and say, I need to get, for instance, like, I need to get at least an 85 in order to pass, or I need to get this, because your brain will train on that number. It will focus on it. If you just say, I'm going to do the best I can, I'm going to get the best grade possible, then your brain will do that. I've found, even for myself, if I've said, like, man, I need an 85 in order to get a B in this class, I'll get an 83, because my mind was saying that 85 was, like, the top limit of what I could get. They have this whole quote of, right, you know, aim for the sun. Was it shoot for the moon? If you miss, you'll hit the stars or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's similar. Like, so yeah. And yeah, do you plan for it to become bigger? I do. I plan to get to 10,000. I want to get to 10. I think that'd be a cool. I think people would take me a lot more seriously if I said I had 10,000. 1,000 is pretty cool, but 10,000 would be even cool. Okay, cool.
A million.
A million? I don't know if Discord could support a million.
Oh, okay. Actually, speaking like a real college, like around 100.
Real college is like 50,000. 50,000 is a real college.
50,000? All right, 50,000.
50,000 would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of growth things that have to happen. Like, if we get to 10,000, I have to hire another one of me. I need, like, literally a copy of me, because I'm at my capacity doing it.
You need like 9 more of you.
Like 9 more of me? No, I can honestly probably handle up to myself probably another, like, 2,000, 3,000, but once we start hitting 10, like, I can't do this. I can't do this by myself. I need help.
There's going to be a lot of questions coming in, and individuals are going to need more help.
There you go, exactly. Yeah. Habib says, so when do I get it? Okay, yeah. So you don't get mod, you earn mod. And the way to earn mod, again, being active, which you are, Habib. I appreciate you being active. By not causing trouble. You haven't caused any trouble, Habib, so that's great. I like that as well. The only other thing would be maybe just show me that, like, you can help out new students, you know? Like, there has to be a reason for, like, why do you want mod, right? You know, mods are mods because I lean on them to help me out in the server with things. So show me that you can help me out in the server with things, and then I'll give you the power for it. Someone is just honking their horn outside my garage, dude.
Do I help?
You do help. You do help, Grim, but then you and Nick keep getting into fights, so you cause problems.
Oh, I'm not fighting it. Like,
I'm glad. Well, stop. Yeah, you're active. You do. I don't know if you used to be really helpful. I hope you become more helpful. Like, you have your phases. I get it, dude. Sam says I go behind the scenes mostly. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I see what you do, Sam. You're great. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I appreciate that. You're good with that. Duplicate Ramton too. Yeah. Well, Ramton honestly is like a copy of me. Honestly, like, that's why I was so excited when Ramton, like, kind of hopped on this whole train and was like, yo, I like this. Like, because Ramton originally came to me asking how he could duplicate what I was doing. He was asking me for advice of, like, how did you build this? How did you do this and whatnot? And then we kind of came to the realization of, like, rather than you have to go through the whole 2-year journey of building this again, how about you just hop on board? and let's help grow this thing. Like, yeah, I really appreciate Rampton's. He's an example of like someone who's basically a copy of me that I would love to just hand off things to. You know, if I have to leave for a week, I'd love to just like Rampton, you can take over everything. You know, it'd be cool. We could help more kids. Clone. Yeah. Okay. All right.
There's nothing I can really help with though, because like it's quiet in the server for now.
What do you mean?
For now,
It gets quiet in the server.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like silent.
I appreciate the. You know what's fine. You know what the word Discord means, right?
Yeah,
Discord means like discussion, or like
Yeah.
sometimes it means like arguments. Honestly, really, let's look this up. We're gonna learn some English today, guys. Where's English Lessons TV? Where's that guy? I'm about to do an English. My podcast. There we go. All right, cool. Let's look up the definition of Discord. A disagreement between people. Yes, there are a lot of discords that happen within my Discord. But it's okay. Yeah, that's the whole point of Discord. It's to have discussions and whatnot. It's just mainly, you know, let's keep things civil-ish. When things start degrading down into just name calling, that's when we're not getting anywhere. You know, that's not a disagreement. That's just slandering each other. Yes. What's up, Demented, dude? Good to see you, brother.
Demented where?
He was in the Twitch chat. He just said hi on the Twitch.
Hi,
Yeah.
Demented.
Here, let me invite Demented up. Sorry. I haven't been looking at. You guys can come up. What's up, Demented?
What's up? Been a while. How you been?
Oh,
Demented?
His mic isn't working good.
Oh my god.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was a good question, Habib. I do like your question. Okay, sick. All right. Let's see. Teacup asks, how can we use AI to optimize and reduce energy consumption, contributing to sustainable development? Where do you get these questions from? Where do you get these from, Teacup dog? What? Did you go into Wolfram Alpha and be like W like math questions or just like or try to rejoin? You're good. Yeah. I like this one. It's pretty good. Chat GPT. Yeah, you know, Chat GPT 4 is out. Crazy, man. There's so much stuff happening. The world is nuts. Have you guys seen that apparently they're using Wendy's is now looking at using AI to replace the people that like take your order? Like we thought like the whole like people just, you know, hitting the thing. They're now going to use it for like voice recognition. What was it? When
at this point, we're just gonna keep expanding with technology, and once something breaks down, everything's gonna break down.
Mm-hmm. Well, so there's actually kind of a cool theory about here of that we are starting to create technology so fast that it's outpacing our own evolution. Like we're creating stuff that will eventually just replace us because it's kind of there's some cool AI theories about. So Wendy's is making a chatbot that will now take your drive-thru order. So, you know, sometimes when you're at Taco Bell at 3 o'clock in the morning making regrettable decisions, you won't have to talk to a human about your regrettable decision. You can just talk to an AI bot, and there's no judgment, you know, when you order like $50 worth of Taco Supremes and cheesy gordita crunches.
And I want $50 worth of tiny tacos.
Yeah, what's your replacement on it? Because ChatGPT 3 used to fail every single SAT score. Now they ace it. It can produce high. Yes. If they do replace us completely, won't everything be free? Yeah. Well, unfortunately. Okay, so this is actually kind of a cool thing. Yes, AI is getting smart, and AI honestly should be used in order to help society by taking away like tasks that we used to have to do that were like burdensome. You know, it should be used to relieve us of doing those things, such that we can pursue what makes us human, which is like, you know, our dreams or like creative things, or I don't know, like, you know, thinking abstract. AI only really works AI is not original. AI can't create new things. AI can only harvest things that have already been done. That's why this whole AI art thing, right? It just takes other art and just mashes it together. The same thing with the language models. Yeah. Yes. We're kind of doing your question. Yeah. I'm getting into it. It's a good segue too. I like it. But if no one works, no one has money. Yeah. See, the problem is that the rich people, aka the CEOs at like Google and Microsoft and whatnot, are probably going to use this AI stuff in order just to make themselves richer. AI should be used in order to take away tasks that were menial to us. Like for instance, like drawing up contracts. Like why do we need to have someone waste their time drawing up a contract when we could just have a bot do it? That's great. The problem is that puts people out of a job. There are lawyers where their job was just writing contracts all day, and now it's getting replaced by a robot. So you ask yourself, what are we supposed to do? And this is actually a great reason for why there's a thing called UBI, Universal Basic Income, which I used to do a lot of politics stuff. And one of the guys I really liked, Andrew Yang, was a big supporter of UBI, which he basically said that like everybody in the world should get an allowance, per se. Like everyone should have enough money to at least live. And that money should be generated through all the profits from all the technology that we've created. Instead of all the profits from this great technology we've created only going to Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, these dudes don't need $50, $100, $150 billion. Why not just make sure every human on this world can at least have shelter, food, and like be able to live? And this gets into like some arguments about like communism, I guess, and whatnot. Because you're like, well, will anyone ever do anything if they can just get a free handout? I know, it's just.
In my opinion, I feel like they shouldn't even like add technology, like because like I feel like working and jobs give us a sense of responsibility and like allows us to like do many things and learn many things. And like I feel like it should like stay. And instead of like people actually like putting effort to like replace them, the people working there, I feel like they should like put in effort to like better it for the workers.
Yeah, to make it more like creative. No, I get, yeah, for sure, and that's a good point. That's kind of again that's the utopian desire of AI, right? Yeah, is that AI just takes over the menial tasks of things, like for instance, taking orders at Wendy's. Like, why do we need a human there to be taking your order? That's a waste of time. Like that person can be doing so much more other great things for society than like, seeing that I want to order like 40 tacos at 2:00 in the morning. So yeah, I agree with that. Habib says, okay, let's say there's super rich and no one else has money whatsoever. No one's buying anything, which will destroy the rich. Yeah, so this has to do with like gutting the middle class is what they talk about. And a lot of countries are kind of like this. A lot of third world countries are like this, where you have this huge gap between the wealthy and the poor. Like there's no in between. And this is where you get situations like the Hunger Games, right? Has anyone seen the movie The Hunger Games? That's like the extreme version of this, where, yeah, the rich have a ton of money. They're disconnected from society, right? I'm sure there's memes about this, right? What was it? The Met Gala, I think, is the best one. Like Hunger Games, Met Gala meme. Because I don't know if you see the Hunger Games, right? They all end up like wearing all these ridiculous costumes and whatnot, and people are like, oh, it's so great and whatnot. And meanwhile, there are people literally dying for like blood sport because they don't have enough money. And it kind of happens. There you go. This is it. Yeah. Where is this? And it's kind of the same with the Met Gala. We got all these like celebrities that we kind of worship and whatnot as almost gods and legends, and yet we can't figure out healthcare. Like people don't know how to get enough food to eat, or they don't have a job. It's kind of fucked up. So yeah, you're right, Habib. I think it does exist. Eventually, in some extreme, yes, you need some people, you need poor people to have some money because they have to buy things that the rich people make money off. But yeah, yeah. All right, let's go. Yo. What's up, Demented? Good to see you, bro. How's it going, dude?
Hi. Like the topic you were talking about when it came to like with money.
Yes.
Because, for example, If you look at like how America like spends its tax, it's kind of doo-doo because it goes into defense mostly. $800 billion goes straight into defense.
Yeah. Our defense spending is pretty huge. I agree.
And the tax margins is only 8%. They only pay 8% on taxes. But then you have like places like Switzerland where you're paying like 38%.
Right. So they pay higher percentages, but they have more social structure, right? For instance,
much more.
They do.
So much more.
They do.
Homelessness basically does not exist. Homelessness basically does not exist.
Yeah.
Everyone has free healthcare. Daycares are free. Education is free. You don't have to pay for university or anything.
One sec. Someone's ringing my doorbell. One second. I'll be right back.
Okay, let's talk shit about Gold, guys.
Bro,
what? So annoying at times, bro. Like, what the?
Listen, I'll snitch. I'll throw you under the bus just so I can get your position. Yeah.
Oh my God, Demented. Are you really treating me like this? We've known each other for how much years?
That's right. I think that's like I apologize sincerely.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna throw you under the bus if you talk shit about Gold. Don't make the fucking mistake. All of us are getting what we want.
Oh man.
Gold gets
What's up,
so
dude?
bitches. Like, goddamn.
What do you guys? Well, I leave for 2 minutes. You guys start talking about me getting bitches, dude. Stop.
No, we're saying
Oh,
you
my
don't get them.
Dude, my neighbor was. You know how I said something was like honking outside and just like honking like crazy? It's my fucking weird ass neighbor upstairs. She's like, "Do you know who has the Tesla parked in front of my car?" I'm just like, "No, it's not mine." What? Chill. Anyways.
No. You want to know what's funny?
What?
If I got vacation and like looked back in one of the videos and she's like, "What? He called me crazy."
Yeah. If she watches, I don't think she would. Anyways, yeah, you're right. You're right, Demented. We do spend a ton of money on defense. I mean, look at this graph. Like, we spend more than the last 9 countries combined. Then again, we are kind of top dog. You know, in terms of the military, we are top dog. And so this is one of these things where people like, maybe we should stop spending money on defense. Yes, we could probably do a lot of good, but we can't, because then we're no longer top dog.
Do you want me to explain to you exactly why we can't?
Yeah, initial. I'm curious. What's your explanation for like why can't we reduce
F-35? There's no more. I don't need to elaborate.
There you go.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put F-35 there. B2.
Yeah.
We're done. Don't need to elaborate any further. Those things, operation costs, even for training, are so high. They usually take about a percentage out of the military's budget.
Yeah.
At least bi-weekly.
Yeah, so he's talking about like our military technology is super advanced, and that does keep us like on top in terms of the big picture of like hundreds of thousands of years of whatever global domination type.
If you want me to decipher this one day, I will do it for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think we can really touch defense budget. I honestly don't. I know it would be nice to, but look what's happening in the Ukraine. You know, you have Russia. Russia's just taking over a part of a country, and the whole reason.
No, they're not.
They're not. Yeah. The whole reason they're not is because we have such a massive defense budget that we just keep sending Ukraine more and more weapons. That's why. What?
Honestly speaking,
it's not just that. It's just that Russia has
$800 billion is too much money. If you spend all your money on trying to protect that thing, over time, the thing you are protecting just disintegrates, which is exactly what's happening with America.
It is. No, and honestly, it's sad for Ukraine because like their whole country is just getting like destroyed. You know, it's just getting ravaged. But for them, it's, you know, they would rather that happen than to be under the control of a dictator such as Putin. So, I respect it.
Recently, they made a really bad mistake.
I would rather live to fight another day.
Yeah.
What's it called? They just threw what's it called? They tried to drone strike Putin's house.
Oh, I think that's a false flag, dude. That looks staged.
No.
That one scared the fuck out of me when I heard it. I'm like,
no,
what?
dude, it looks so staged, bro. That looks staged. That looks staged.
I can tell you right now, they didn't actually try to assassinate Putin. They were going for the flag to show that the Kremlin is vulnerable as shit and that Russia isn't what they say they are.
I think Russia claims the U.S. but was behind it, dude. Dude, this is so like what? Why would we do this? Like what? Let me explain. Look at this. This is
turn of events.
This is dumb. Honestly, like I think this is Russia just doing it, trying to rally its people, because Russian people do not support this war. The Russian people don't like the sanctions. They don't like all the shitty things that are happening to their economy. They could give two fucks about like dying in the Ukraine.
They lost their fucking Pizza Hut.
They lost their McDonald's. Yeah.
They lost their fucking Pizza Hut.
I mean so Putin has to do a lot. Putin has to do a lot to try and keep people interested in this, and that's why he's doing these shit shows of like, let me pretend a drone tried to kill me. Like what? Stop.
Do you want me to give you the turn of events for this thing? It's so fucking funny.
Russia's currency has stronger than it has ever been ever, and the deals that they have been making kind of makes them seem that they're getting stronger. Like for example, the deal that they made with forgot the name of the companies, but it's basically every single like Middle Eastern company that controls like 97% of all oil.
OPEC.
And they just all made a deal. Yeah, OPEC. And they just like fucking
It's not a company, it's a coalition.
Yeah, Brazil, they're going to use the US dollar.
Oil producing, exporting countries, it's called. They basically regulate how much oil is going to cost and how much you're allowed to produce. The US got fucked by it in Carter's time, because Carter decided he wasn't going to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
And they all said, hey, fuck you. You just ruined our money for this year. We're going to be, adjusting this.
Just the whole petrodollar and everything. There's a lot. Honestly, here's what I should do. These are cool. I like these topics and whatnot. I should get someone who's like very knowledgeable about these things. That like maybe no, someone older than you guys. Someone like a political analyst or something. No. I know. I know you guys do your own research and whatnot, but like it would be cool to get the opinion of someone who maybe was alive, like a historian, or someone who's actually like this is their job. I read the news.
Still alive.
Yeah,
Jimmy Carter.
Let's get Jimmy Carter on this. Oh, that would be
funny. Jimmy Carter joins the call.
All right, let me see. Let me answer Teacup's original question here. Let's go back to AI. So Teacup says, how can we use AI to optimize and reduce energy consumption, contributing to sustainable development? Okay, yes. So there is a huge problem coming up where the amount of energy that we demand in order to like live as a society just keeps increasing. So if we do like energy demand of society, it's going up like exponentially, especially when we have things such as third world countries such as India and China are now developing middle classes where they're starting to purchase things such as vehicles, air conditioning. Like this is, and there's a lot of people there. There's a lot. There's like billions of people there. This is starting to put like some huge demands on the amount of energy we need. Teacup asks, how can AI help with this? Okay. Well, one way I think. Simple. Yeah. What do you think, Demented? What do you think?
Honestly, okay. So I think this was back in 2019. They made this new type of form of energy where you use waves in the ocean, where it would spin a generator, almost like hydropower, just like what you have with like Niagara Falls.
Sure.
But it would be in the ocean using waves.
It's just called hydroelectricity. That's all.
Yeah, hydroelectric or like hydrothermal, whatnot. Yeah, okay. Here's the problem with all of those types of energies and whatnot, is that they literally just do not produce the numbers that we need magnitude-wise. The only thing that gets kind of close to like being able to produce, like even if you were to cover the entire fucking ocean in these like wave-like things, you're still not producing the amount of energy that you need. It's cool. It's cute. It's a nice
also, it
like
kills sea life.
Yeah. Also, it's not good for. It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's not good for the. The fish don't like it and whatnot. But solar power is pretty cool. However, the costs are still not there. It's still too expensive, really, to make solar panels. It's not good for the environment to make solar panels. And also, there's the issue of distribution. In being able to store energy during the day so that you can use it during night and then distribute it. There's all sorts of problems that just makes it like it's not really there yet. How AI can help is with new technologies for energy, such as fusion energy. And this will go into what like Noise's question was. But if we can use the power of AI in order to solve the scientific and engineering problems we have with getting things such as nuclear fusion to work, then that would lead to some great sustainable development. That's how I see AI really being able to help us with energy needs. Is it and also just like reducing like computing power and stuff. Like AI is so cool. It's almost like quantum computing. It's a new way of thinking. It uses neural networks instead of like the raw power of like calculating numbers on a calculator and code and whatnot. You can use these neural networks to find solutions in like very cool, elegant ways. It requires less power. So that's another way we can. That's cool.
Oh, here it is. I finally found it. I was looking for an old
What's
article. It kind of washed by. It's so China. NASA is trying to currently desperately beat China in like a quote unquote new moon race because there's this new substance. I think it's helium-2 or something.
Helium-3. It's called tritium. It's called tritium.
Yeah, where you could produce mass energy with like the tiniest bit of grams.
Yes.
And
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
This is good.
All right, Gold. This is your expertise. How stable is this element?
No, good. So okay. So what we're dealing with here, and good. This gets into what was Noise's question? One second. Find it. What is plasma physics and what made you interested in it? Okay, I'll answer this in like reverse. I'll answer why I got interested in plasma physics. I got interested in plasma physics for a reason called nuclear fusion. Have you guys heard of like nuclear energy before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There are two types of nuclear energy, okay? There's what we call nuclear fission, okay, which is taking very heavy elements such as uranium here or whatnot and having it split apart. And when it splits apart, it ends up breaking up into smaller parts that hit other uranium elements, which causes those to split apart. And then it's this chain reaction of shit splitting apart. And as stuff splits apart, it releases energy. And that energy is how a nuclear reactor works. We then capture that energy in the form of like steam or it's really usually just steam. We just heat up water, we run it through a turbine, and then it spins a wheel, and that creates electricity. But yeah, fission's cool. Unfortunately, things like Chernobyl happen, and was it Fukushima? So it's
Fukushima, Chernobyl, yeah.
Chernobyl. It's a great TV show. I love Chernobyl. It's not the safest thing because these big heavy elements, in order for them to break apart and whatnot, they have to be unstable. And if they're unstable, they're radioactive, which means that they emit other bad things as they split apart. Specifically, like gamma rays, and this causes cancer, causes dogs to grow with like 6 legs. It's just like a lot of like bad shit happens, So this is why there's a lot of people get scared sometimes about nuclear fission. They're just like, I don't know about it. They don't like it so much. There's another type of energy called nuclear fusion, and this is how the sun works. The sun works based on nuclear fusion, and what it is you take two like heavy hydrogens, basically 2 hydrogen atoms. In this case, it's like deuterium and tritium. These are like hydrogens. This is a hydrogen with like an extra neutron. Tritium is it has 2 neutrons, and you fuse them together. Now, in order to get them to fuse together, it's like taking 2 magnets that don't want to touch. And so the closer you get them, the more they want to repel. And this is a very cool thing called the Coulomb force, which is, you guys will learn when you take physics. It has to do with why, like, have you ever heard like opposites attract and same repel or something, It's the same thing with like charges. So when you have when you have 2 things that are positively charged, and you try to get them really close to each other, try to be like kissy kiss, they don't want to. They just like they repel each other due to the Coulomb force. However, if you can get things close enough past the Coulomb force, this is called the Coulomb force barrier energy. There's a whole graph for this. This is it, right? Yeah. If you can get it, if you can get things past this Coulomb barrier, if you can get things close enough so that you can get over this energy, you then get a huge amount of energy released into what's called the strong force or the strong attraction. That's a nuclear physics term, is what that is. And that's what happens when you get fusion. Is these 2 things fuse together, and then the difference in the total mass here versus the total mass here is what E equals mc squared, creates a bunch of energy, and like, cool, boom, we get tons of energy. And then the byproducts are just neutrons and helium. Helium is inert. Helium doesn't do shit. It just like makes nice balloons, This is why fusion is great. The only problem with fusion is that in order to get this deuterium and this tritium to kissy kiss and be close enough, you need extremely high pressures and extremely high temperatures. Stuff that's like on the order of the sun. And in order to do that here on the Earth, you can't contain it with anything because it would evaporate, it would vaporize it, right? Luckily, the state of matter that exists when things are in this high pressure and high temperature state is what's called plasma, which is it's a gas that basically conducts electricity. And because it does that, you can use magnets to contain it. So this is where we get. You guys have seen Iron Man, I'm sure, right? What was it? Have you seen the arc reactor, right, from Iron Man?
Yes.
Yeah, right. This thing. This is basically based on what's called a tokamak reactor in physics, which is a fusion reactor. It's kind of the same thing. You run a gas through it, and you have these magnets that are positioned in different ways, and the magnetic field keeps that plasma contained. And if you can keep it contained, right, then fusion can occur, and you can collect a lot of energy, and that's super cool. That's why fusion would be great. The problem is that plasma is such a weird state of matter that we don't really understand that it wants to escape. It's like a leaky bucket. So every time that we try to contain it in one way, a hole pops out somewhere and it starts to leak. And when plasma leaks, bad things happen. Mainly, like, we lose energy, so we're no longer getting a net gain of energy out of it. And it starts destroying shit, too. And so what we try to do is we keep trying to, like, plug these holes, but every hole we plug, there's another hole that pops up. And so that's the study of plasma physics, is trying, or at least fusion plasma physics, is trying to figure out what all these holes are and, like, where they're coming from, and then how we can fix them, how we can all together. And then the reason why China is interested in the moon is because one of the ingredients that you need for fusion, right, is tritium. And so tritium, we can make tritium on Earth. It's actually, have you guys ever seen like these watches that like just glow in the dark like for a very long time? You guys seen that? Yeah, that's tritium. That's tritium is what that is. Tritium is it's like it's some sort of like radioactive because it glows, but it's like safe. But yeah, this tritium is very rare. Like, you've seen this on watches, right? Yeah, this is like the tritium paints or something. But the issue is that in order to make it here on Earth, it's very expensive and it's hard to make a lot of it. But the moon has a ton of it. So
billions worth, just crazy.
Yeah, it just has, right. Yeah, it just has, so they call this like mining the moon. Yeah, that like we would have to, or helium-3. Yeah, which is is helium-3 tritium?
I think.
I know. I think. No, tritium. Sorry. Tritium is hydrogen-3. Sorry, helium-3 is another type of fusion you can do. There's like DT, TT, like there's all different types of things. Yeah. It's one of them. There's a bunch of different ingredients you can do for fusion, but they're all either hydrogens or heliums or like really like low elements. And one of them, helium-3, which would be ideal for fusion reactors. There's a ton of it on the moon. So they're just like, okay, cool. We could mine this. So yes, the Chinese are pretty interested in it. I guess India is also interested in it. The whole problem is that like no one has figured out fusion yet, so this is kind of useless, right? Until we figure out how to do fusion, it's gonna be hard to justify mining the moon. And so Noise asks, like, why was I interested in plasma physics? It was for fusion. I got into fusion because I wanted to save the world, and plasma physics, in terms of like the PhD, that was the way to do it. After about 6 or 7 years of it, I was like, oh well, this shit isn't gonna happen for another 20-30 years, and I don't have time to just wait around. So that's why I'm here helping you guys now. I was like, I can do more good helping students with math and science. Learning, exactly. Yeah, and because you guys honestly are like shit teachers. And you know, maybe I'll come back to the plasma physics stuff at some point, you know, once they get their act together. Honestly, for me, like, the whole problem with fusion and plasma physics, it's no longer a physics problem. It's an engineering problem. The issue is that the materials that we need in order to do fusion just don't exist, or they haven't been invented yet. We can do fusion, but then like the neutrons do this thing where they run through all the metal and it causes it to look like Swiss cheese. Like it'll just start eating away at all the metal. And we haven't developed neutron resistant metal yet. We've tried to do things with what are called like lithium blankets. We use like liquid lithium to try and like cover it to help the neutrons. That becomes like a breeder reaction thing. That's cool, but these are all engineering problems. Like the physics is already there. We just need someone to figure out the engineering. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Good question, Noise. I like that one. Okay. Nick asks, what is life and is it worth living?
Oh my god.
Y'all get so emo sometimes, dude. You gotta get chill. It's okay. I remember being 15, 16 as well. I listened to a lot of Linkin Park, and I thought the world was sadness.
17.
Yeah. Well, again, everyone develops at their own age. You know, like, again, I know some 33-year-olds, bro, that act like 10-year-olds. Like, they'll get there eventually. You know, it just takes them a little longer. But yeah, what is life? That's actually a good question of like the definition of like what is life. There's some criterion, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, I don't need like the lyrics. What is life? I need the like in order for something to be what?
Oh, I got it. I know what life is. Life is something. A life is something that's breathing, eating, and sleeping.
I don't think it has to breathe. I think it has to. I don't think breathing is like plants. I guess plants kind of breathe.
Yeah, no, breathing is definitely a requirement.
Is it requirement to be?
You wouldn't be alive if you didn't
defined
breathe.
as living. Well, so there's an interesting thing about like so living is
respire, move, respond, stimuli.
Okay, they respire, they move. Oh, you're right. Breathing. You're right. Okay. Breathing, move, respond to stimuli, reproduce, and grow, and are dependent on their environment. That's cool. I like that definition. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
You're right. You're right about the breathing. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the main one, when people always ask, like, what's the purpose of life? The purpose of life is this one. It's reproduce, is what it is. I know you guys can all be, oh, sex, you know, but, like, no, in the biological terms of things, reproduction is passing your genes forward so that the species continues to survive. That is the point of life. Otherwise, the species doesn't survive anymore, and there is no more life. What's up?
Hey, I want to reproduce.
Yeah, y'all are too young to be talking about that, but yeah. Well, you know, that could go into my whole argument why birth rates are declining like crazy, dude. That's terrible. But whatever.
Abortions.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, there's a lot of factors. Anyways, is it worth living? Yeah, life is always worth living, man. Like, by definition, in order for you to be here on this earth, your mom or, you know, someone had to spend 9 months of their life creating you, which you owe it to them to at least you owe it to them to like pay them back, you know. Like, if they spent 9 months, like, pregnancy fucking sucks. Like, you know, I won't ever go through it, but I've heard the accounts and like
if you guys really think about it, that's less than 1 year of human years. So basically, you're like 9/12 of years, and she has like 40 years. So in reality, you got nothing.
But those 9 months are brutal, dude. Like, women just like vomit, they just get nauseous, they just feel sick. Even after the pregnancy, there's what's called postpartum depression, where the body is like, I'm missing something, and it starts like people like kill themselves. It's brutal. My mom had she had 6 C-sections, so they cut her open 6 times for all me and my sisters to be born, and
white people.
It's nuts, dude. Like, so yes, life is definitely worth living because someone thought you were worth creating.
Gold, can you help me real quick with this?
What do you want to help me with?
I'm trying to figure out like how this works, but like I'm honestly just confused. I'm dumbfounded at the moment.
Okay. What is it?
Log 3x equals 1/8.
Oh, you're asking a math question. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. 3x squared equals 2x plus 1. Use the that one. Oh. Yeah, it's 10 to the 1/8 equals 3x.
10 to the 1/8. How
Equals
do I
3x.
get to that?
You got to solve for it. 10 to the 1/8 equals 3x.
I don't know how to do that. That's why
Okay.
I'm asking for help.
Ask me during office hours. Don't ask me during this. Okay. Yeah, I stream 3 times a week. You don't have any excuse to like not get help.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I work 3 of those days.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Why you gotta ask depressed questions? It's okay. All right, Ethan. Oh, or Ethan asked one here. Okay. What was your major for your life, and why did you choose that? That's cool. So going into undergrad, I chose physics. I knew I wanted to do some sort of math or science because I was good at it. I was just naturally good at math or science. And out of all the sciences, I kind of hated physics the least, I guess. That's a weird way. It's a weird reason, but yeah, that's what I literally said. Didn't do things because you hate them the least, but that goes into a whole... I was good at biology, I was good at chemistry, I was good at physics. I found physics was the most interesting to me. Biology was like too much memorizing, at least at the high school level. Chemistry was cool, like there was memorizing and doing equations, which was awesome. But then physics was like the most free, the most independent. Like you could just do whatever. Like in physics, if you have a question, there are multiple ways to solve it, which is very cool. And that's what I really liked about physics. It's more like independent. Fan of it.
Hello.
What's up, Riplaw, dude? What's going on, dude?
Got a new fucking mic.
Oh, dude, nice, dude. He's got a new mic, dude. It's okay. Nice, dude. I'm glad you got a new mic.
Yeah, guys. Profanity. No cursing.
Right here, an important thing. So when you say like, what was your major for your life? It doesn't have to be for your life. Like what you pick as your major in undergraduate doesn't have to be the major that you do for like the rest of your life. You can switch at times. I did I did undergrad physics, then I did graduate school physics, so that was another 10. So I did 14 years of studying physics specifically. What's up, Nick? And then after that, I decided I wanted to do more with education, so I switched. And it's cool. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean you have to do that for the rest of your life. People get stuck in these traps of like, if I declare that my major is aerospace engineering, I have to be an aerospace engineer. You don't. You can switch, It's important to finish things. Like, you shouldn't be switching your career. Like, I have some students who are like, every other month they're deciding whether they want to go teach English in Thailand or go, like, to a boarding school or, like, something. I'm like, pick something, finish it, and then go do the next thing. Don't have too much ADHD of just swiping between different career things all the time.
I'm gonna do that, honestly. I'm gonna just keep switching and switching.
No, get some credit for it. Towards the end of my physics PhD, I realized I didn't want to do academic physics, like research, plasma, whatever, anymore. But I wanted to make sure I finished my PhD so that I could have something to show for it, right? I have the PhD. I get to call myself doctor. So those last 2 or 3 years, like, sucked because I was doing something, honestly, I really didn't want to do. But I think it's very important to finish things. It's very important to see it through, is what I say. Don't give up. Like, you can do things, you can change your mind later, but like, make sure you at least get credit for what. Cool. That's a good question. All right. Grim says, "Why do I have such a weak mindset?" Is that really your question, Grim?
Yeah. Hold on, I have a short question. What flavor gum you eating or chewing on?
This is Mentos White.
Right.
I find I actually probably shouldn't chew gum because it's so fucking loud on the mic. Like, I'm gonna stop, but
no, I don't hear it. I just see it.
No. I've heard it on streams before, and I'm like, oh, that's annoying. I chew a lot of gum just because it distracts me from how hungry I am constantly.
I guess it's pretty good for your jawline too.
It is too. Noise says, "I am an Airwaves elitist." What's an Airwaves elitist?
I'm gonna start chewing every day. I'm gonna buy gum now.
Gum is good. It's good. Well, because I think a lot of times when you're hungry, you're just bored. Like, your mouth is just like, I want to do something. Like, I'm just like, there you go. Anyways, Grim says, "Why do I have such a weak mindset?" Okay, weak mindset is kind of like, I guess, like a self-sabotaging type thing. And It's because you're telling yourself someone had this one time because I go through times, man, where I'm depressed, I'm sad, like I'm going through rush times and whatnot. What's up, English lessons? Good to see you, dude. But the important thing is you are the only one that's responsible for like how you feel and whether you're happy or not. So if you're feeling sad or down or whatnot, try forcing yourself to smile and just watch. You will feel better. It's weird. Like the same thing in terms of the whole mindset. If you tell yourself like in the morning, like I'm awesome, I do great things, I'm gonna get this done today, you will get some of it done. You will at some point. Okay, cool. End of the show. Awesome. That's good English lessons. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're just doing like open discussion. So if English lessons, if any of your students want to just ask something, they can do it in the Twitch. I'm just doing like an AMA, people ask whatever and I just answer it. If you visit us, we are live. Yeah. What's up, dude?
Just on a side note, when we redeem the prizes, could I redeem it from you for like CS skins and shit?
Yes, we mean like Oh, you mean for what? For the Bondcoin stuff or what? Or for this?
Yeah. It's already been answered. You came back.
I've never heard this before.
Yeah,
so
Bond. Yeah, I'll just give you get a Steam gift card if you want the Bondcoin stuff.
I see.
All right. Yes, Nick, you did ask a question. I answered it. Maybe you weren't here when. Please show up when I answer questions. But yes, Grim, if you're having like issues with self-esteem and whatnot, then try telling yourself, the opposite of that. Try telling yourself you have a strong mindset and just watch what happens. You will. It's weird. The subconscious brain is weird. Another thing that helps is to have self-esteem in the form of hobbies. So for me, there are a lot of times, especially in physics, man, where I started realizing that I wasn't the best. I wasn't the smartest. And even so, like, in high school, like, I was decently smart, right? I was top 3% of my class. Great, awesome. Go to college, start slipping a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, now I'm like top 10, top 20% because there's a lot, the pyramid goes up. You start getting smarter and smarter people as you start going up the education game. And then I get to grad school, and I'm like the bottom 20% of my class. And because I'm not the absolute smartest theoretical physicist type person. But what helped me through all those times is realizing that I have other skills and traits that people might not have that makes me unique. And one of those is the ability to talk to people. Some of the smartest people do not know how to talk to people, and they don't know how to like convey their thoughts. So to me, it's useless. Like what's the point of being smart if you can't communicate, right? Everything is gold. Yes, I do English lessons. I do like gold. Everything.
Look at Sheldon Cooper, bro. That explains it all for you.
Who's Sheldon Cooper? Who's that?
Bro is smart as fuck and cannot talk to people.
Oh, are you talking about?
Never watched Big Bang Theory?
No, I don't watch Big Bang Theory. I don't like that TV show because I feel like it portrays my people, the physicists, in like a bad light. It's almost like making fun of them. It's almost like blackface, but for like physicists. I'm just like,
I think it's just making fun of nerds.
It is, yeah, but I'm like, we're not all autistic, like socially inept creatures, and that, kind of like it's a stereotype that like, yeah, there definitely do exist those in the field, but not everyone's like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory. Yeah. So I don't really. Yeah. To me, that shows. I'm just like, eh. Yeah. Have you seen where they play the show without the laugh track and it's like not funny?
No.
Look that up. Look up Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory without the laugh track. Someone does that, and none of the jokes land. You realize that this is actually a funny thing. Okay, this deals with Grim. What you're talking about. In TV shows and whatnot, they always have that laughter thing where there's like it's called the laugh track, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do that to trick you into laughing. Because if you hear that other people are laughing, you're like, oh, I must be laughing as well because this must be funny. And if you go to if you ever come to LA and you go to when they film the TV shows and whatnot, they literally have a sign that goes up that says applause. Like they tell you, hey, clap your hands right now, please.
Right.
It's hilarious. Wait, do you guys know the Jeb Bush? Please clap. Please tell me you guys know this one. Do you know this one initial? Oh my god!
I feel like I might have heard of it, but I just.
Dude, this is the best. I love this one. Here we go, dude. Here we go. Oh god damn it! I gotta get YouTube or some. What do you guys said? There's something that blocks the eyes here.
Ad blocker.
He's having a really bad campaign over.
Here we go.
We're prepared to act in the national security interests of this country to get back in the business of creating a more
making his big
peaceful
speech.
world. Please clap.
Please clap, dude. What? You gotta tell people to clap? I love Jeb, dude. Jeb Bush he's too fun. Dude, he's an infinite thing of memes, dude. Jeb Bush, dude. There's this one.
Have you listened to Senator Kennedy before?
Dude, I love this one, dude. Where they're like electoral vote. It's all Jeb.
Look up Senator Kennedy funny moments.
I know.
love him
Which one?
so
Which
much.
there's so many Senator Kennedys, dude.
Senator, I think it's Robert Kennedy, the old
The one
fuck.
that's running right now?
The old fuck.
They're all old, dude. What are you talking about, dude? Stop.
The old fuck.
I don't know. The guy, there's someone who's is he the anti-vaxxer that's running in the Democratic Party?
He's the one who keeps calling Nancy Pelosi a lizard person.
Oh man, there are characters out there. Yeah. But yeah. Where's the question with this weak mindset?
Oh god.
Okay. Graham, does that kind of help you out a little bit? You know?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, hobbies, man. Hobbies are good.
I'm over here trying to figure out how this works.
Trying to do math.
Yeah.
You can ask me after this. Ask me after this live stream. I'll help you out.
3 = 10, 1/8.
I've done so many log rules on my. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Initial says, debate me on why the YF-23 should be chosen over the F-22. You're on the side of the F-22. That's how you.
No, I am. I'll take it.
Okay.
Because I know that you said earlier that you thought that the YF-23.
I think the YF-23 is a much prettier plane. Honestly, is what it is.
Yeah, but the problem is Northrop Grumman doesn't have the reliability of a fighter anymore.
Yeah,
Their
he's
last
talking.
one was the
So this
F-14.
is a cool thing. So when the military decides to like build things like the next tank or the next aircraft or the next whatever, they host competitions. Is what they do. Where each of the companies, such as Northrop Grumman, Boeing, or whatever, and they tell them, hey, here's the specs. We need you to make a jet that costs about this much money, can go this speed, can carry this amount of missiles, and can do this. Show us what you got, like show and tell, like bring the best you got. And one of these was for developing the next what they call air superiority fighter, which is a fighter jet that basically like keeps other fighter jets out of the sky. Northrop Grumman designed what was called the YF-23, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful jet.
The name is better, yeah. Black Widow. It fits.
It
so well.
looks so cool. It's such a cool looking
Black
jet.
Widow and the white one, I think, was named White Death.
Yeah. But what
Was it
ended
a
up
White
winning
Death or
was the F-22 ended up winning. Like this one ended up winning the design. I think I feel like the YF.
It was called the YF-22 at the time. It's slightly different.
Oh really? No,
Yeah,
it was the YF.
YF-22 is different.
Is it? Oh, was it the YF-22? Oh, you're right. You are right. Okay. Yeah.
It had a different intake and nose style.
Yeah, they looked kind of the same. I think the reason why the F-22 won because it had what we talked about last time. It had vector thrust ability.
Both of them
So-
had thrust vectoring.
Yeah.
Both of them had two-dimensional.
Oh, they both had thrust vectoring. Oh,
So
I feel like this one
why
didn't
the
have thrust vectoring.
F-22 one is because the YF-23 is basically impossible for it to do any kind of ground mission when it was needed because the thing was a piece of shit when you got too close to the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the
But-
ground effect. So it's interesting. They call this
And then,
ground effects. So when planes get too close to the ground and they're moving so fast, they tend to they create turbulence. It's almost like air is a fluid, which is basically like the ocean. And if you're traveling too close to where the ground is, it kicks up all this air turbulence, which causes things to mess up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Also,
And
I feel like
F-22, Lockheed is way more reliable.
yeah, the YF-20. I remember the YF-22 was faster, but not as maneuverable. Right, the F-22 had better
Nowhere near as
maneuverability.
maneuverable. No.
Yeah, but I think the YF-22 was technically faster. I think the YF-22 was just a more beautiful plane, and I feel like people have made the arguments that it would have been cheaper to produce. That basically
No. That's
The F-20.
wrong.
No, okay. I remember reading
The
somewhere that.
F-22 would have costed about the same.
Oh, okay.
But people say it would have been cheaper, quote unquote, because they saw what they projected the maintenance to be.
Yeah.
Reality on the YF-23's maintenance would have been through the fucking roof because
Okay,
of
maybe the
engines
maintenance. Yeah.
alone.
Cool
The
looking
engines
jet.
really like to be an asshole.
Yeah. Pretty cool. You know. So if you guys ever want to go into aerospace engineering, this is a great thing. You get to like build their government competitions where like the government's like, hey man, we need a new jet. Who wants to try to make the next new jet?
Me.
If a man in a black hat working for Lockheed Martin approaches you, you're selling your soul.
Yeah, right.
Just be aware.
Anyways, yeah, that's cool. All right.
What if I don't want to sell my jet design to the government?
What about the government? What about the government, dog?
What if I don't want to sell my jet design to the government?
Well, they get money to design
They'll find a way.
They're getting money to design it. It's part of the deal.
Oh yeah, no. You get a budget, and first a company.
It's like a competition.
On the contract.
I know, but
let me explain to you down the line. So first, the government realizes they need something because old something is piece of shit. They put out a thing
outdated.
saying, "Hey guys, we need this built." And companies will group together and start bidding on it. And the two lowest bidders will get to compete. The two lowest bidders make their designs, and then they usually bring them out to the test facilities in Nevada and stuff, where nobody can see whatever the fuck you're doing. And then they'll compete them. They take some time to deliberate, and then they choose the experimental design that wins. From the experimental design, they begin building the production serial design. And as you build the serial design, you take from the experimental design, start to I almost said implode. Fucking hell.
The costs start to explode. That's always the fun thing. Is that like they always project this is only going to cost 20 billion, and then it ends up costing like 200. It happens in everything, dude. Even happens in fusion. Like in this fusion reactor in France, they originally said, I think something like 10, 15 billion. Now it's up to like 40 or 50, and it's delayed. Like, people lie through their teeth just to get this. They just lie through their teeth to get the signature.
The thing that's always stayed true to its price, though, the AIM-9. I think in total, the development for all variants of the AIM-9 has costed a total $3 billion.
What's the AIM-9?
Sidewinder missile.
Oh, okay.
It's like cool. A heat seeker.
Oh yeah, I know what a Sidewinder is. But that's interesting. It was 1956. Wow.
It was the first. Second technically. Just everybody forgets about the AIM-4 Falcon, which was made by the same company.
So I wanted.
Made by these aircraft.
I wanted to show you guys if you're interested in this whole thing of like designing like a prototype or something, creating it and then testing and whatnot. You should really see if you have any sort of robotics club at your high school. Does anyone here do robotics? No? Do you know if you guys have a robotics club? Like, do you have a group that like builds a robot? No?
Most do.
Most do?
Most do.
Yes. So there's a thing called FIRST Robotics, FRC, First Robotics Competition. I did this in high school. I did this a lot. It's very cool. You work on a team and you build these robots, and then you compete against each other, doing all these competitions and whatnot. They have lower forms of this. I think they have like the Lego, like Vex Robotics is another one. But these are very cool because you learn a lot about how to prototype something, design something. You learn a lot about coding. I learned a lot in terms of like soldering, like circuits, any sort of like electronics work and whatnot. I all learned through robotics. And a lot of these things are free. You just join the club and then someone just says, hey, we need you to like solder these motors to these wheels, and you start learning stuff. It's very cool. And then you get to go to these competitions. Well, here's like an example of one. Where like I think this one was like they had to like move balls from like one side to the other or something. It's super cool, and it's you have these huge crowds. It's like a rock star type thing. We went to the championships and won, actually. I think back in like 2008 maybe or something. It was very cool. But yeah, I totally encourage you guys if you look up to see if you have a FIRST Robotics. It may not be at your high school. Usually it's a team of high schools because it is pretty like intensive in terms of the amount of resources you need. You need like access to like a welding machine and like all types of stuff. So usually the high schools will like team up together to have what's called like a regional FIRST Robotics team. And then you can join it, and it's cool. Believe me, it'll change your life. That's what I did. I did. It was great.
If you want to get into like aerospace design as well, get all the programs you can in like making all these kinds of 3D models.
Oh,
Because one 3D model you made when you were a teenager can go a long ass way.
Yeah.
Even just figuring out how aerodynamics looks on a fucking box can teach you so much in the long run.
Yeah, no, all these things are, you know, I encourage these things. Here, I'm gonna post in the chat. There's a link if you guys want to, like, you can search up here. You can search like if there's a team. So let's say, for instance, we typed in my zip code, you know, like 90025. Let's see if there are any teams. Oh, there are no teams. Well, let's say Los Angeles. There you go. See, you know, and they say what program. So First Tech Challenge is cool. This is Lego League, so this is like less intensive, but it's still coding and robotics. It's Legos. If you want the big one is the FIRST Robotics competition, FRC. Yeah, cool. The Comet Bots. Oh, look, SpaceX, and that's the cool thing is that a lot of these teams are sponsored by big companies. This one is sponsored by SpaceX, you know, the Elon Musk company. This one's sponsored by Raytheon and Northrop Grumman.
Raytheon, Northrop fucking Grumman. Holy shit.
Yeah,
these Imagineering.
These are big teams.
These motherfuckers are stacked.
Yeah, NASA is on this one, you know. Then you got some other ones where it's just like prep schools, Boston Scientific, like it's cool. And so if you work on these robotics teams and whatnot, these are great ways to get internships at these companies later. So if you can say, hey, you know, you sponsored my robotics team and I did blank, 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 like you can make some great connections that'll get you into these tech companies. If you want to go like intern for them, which is a great way to figure out if you actually want to do that for a job. Internships are awesome. I did so many internships when I was in high school and in college. You should do one. You know, like, it's good, Grim, that you have a job. It's a good thing that you have a job, and, you know, it pays you money. It gives you some sense of structure and whatnot. But if you want to get to the next level, you know, like, you're too smart to just be working in a grocery store. Try to get, like, an internship at one of these cool companies, one of these tech companies. And a good way to do that is to do one of these robotics teams. You know, you work with these robotics teams, you'll get to know people that work at these companies, and then they're more likely to be like, hey, we have a summer internship where you just, like, for 2 months, and some of them pay you. They will pay you. Some of these internships will actually pay you. And you just get to see what goes on at the company. It's great. Yes.
Another great way to do that, if you ever wanted to, just talk to the people like they're just normal people.
Yeah.
Don't talk to them like your life is depending on what they choose.
Oh, yeah. People can always tell when you're, like, looking to get something. Yeah, always try to, but it's okay. At your age, you're allowed to be, like, talking to people like you're trying to get something, because, like, you are.
You are.
You are, you know. At my age, when I talk to people, it's just like, yeah, people can tell pretty quickly if you're just trying to use people. Oh, man. But yeah, check that out. You guys really should. Like, robotics is dope. Trust me.
Don't trust Gold, guys. Gold, question. I genuinely have a question about this, okay?
All right, what's up?
So,
What?
So,
Yeah, you're already laughing about it, so I don't know if it's a genuine question.
I'm gonna type it and post your question.
You're gonna what? Yeah, type it in. Type the question, and I'll determine whether I actually want to answer it. I think, you know, I think FIRST Robotics is also international noise. I remember we had teams from Israel, so I wonder if they have a FIRST Robotics team over in England. That'd be pretty
fun.
Okay, Grim, no.
No, I'm just like, it's a genuine question.
What did Grim ask?
It just clicked in my mind.
Oh, man, dude. Yeah.
It, like, clicked.
What did he ask? I want to hear this.
Use weights. Stop. Yeah, no, don't. Please. Don't.
Okay.
Don't. You just, no. Someone said use weights. Don't, please. Yeah, that's okay. Grim, it is a question, but, like, I can't answer it. I get into trouble if I answer it. Okay. It's okay if someone deletes it.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway.
Really? Judgment-free environment.
It is.
Nick,
It is.
I was trying to read that.
It is. Okay, well, here, Grim, if you really want to know, like, you shouldn't ever have to worry about. That's not a muscle you train. You don't train that muscle. Okay?
I know, but I just
Oh, that's what he asked.
Yeah, you don't. You don't do it. Okay? Yeah, just don't. You don't need to.
Nah, bro,
Don't
but what happens
worry.
if you, like,
Worry
if
about
you
all the
get
other
out and
muscles
you
in your
take
body.
out
Don't worry about that
muscles,
one.
bro?
Okay. Habib says, "What is the whole debt ceiling thing that's been going on recently?" That's pretty cool, man. I like that. Because actually, yeah, we've been seeing that a lot in the news, right? You guys have been seeing a lot about the debt ceiling.
I know a
you
lot about this.
do. You actually? I don't think I really know much about debt ceiling. I think it's just
I can.
Didn't they just raise the debt ceiling again?
So,
we do. Yeah, the
debt-
debt ceiling says, it has to do with like the amount of debt that the U.S. government is like comfortable with like having, right?
We have to start from the bottom. Okay. You have to
Well,
start from debt.
Okay, so yeah, this can be let's try to like not make this an hour-long lecture. I mean, I should get someone in here who's like an economist who can like really explain the debt ceiling in like
The
kind of
debt
more
ceiling
simple.
says how much debt we're allowed to have before we
Yes.
lose our credibility with other people. The thing about
Yes.
America and why we're such a global superpower is we can keep giving out these loans because we have the money for it, when in reality we don't. We've been pushing up our debt ceiling.
Right.
And the thing about the debt ceiling is it can only go up to a certain point before something happens called defaulting, which means we just get rid of all our debt, we never pay it back.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it'll cause an immediate, or basically immediate, recession and likely depression.
Yeah,
which if we
economic
fall,
meltdown. Yeah.
the world falls.
Yeah, it's kind of like a house of cards. Like, so what they mean by debt is the U.S. is
We spend
basically
more money than we make.
Yeah, the U.S. is basically running like a credit card. So like you can buy things with a credit card. You don't actually need the money to buy it. In the UK, you actually do. In Europe, with a credit card, you're not allowed to hold a balance. It's actually very interesting. A lot of like if you buy something with a credit card, you have to pay it back that month. If you don't, like they come after you. In the U.S., we almost encourage people not to pay it off. We say, "Oh yeah, just make the minimum payment. It's cool." Because there's a thing called compound interest that makes the credit card companies rich for doing this. It's terrible. But the U.S. has the same issue where we spend a lot of money. We don't make as much as we spend, so we increase the amount that we owe. And what we do to cover that debt is we offer it in what are called the form of stocks and bonds, okay? Where basically we give people like pieces of paper that say, hey, here's some paper that will be worth more in 20 years. You just have to hold on to it. It's like we're promising them. And that's when people talk about like who's buying our debt. I think China is buying all our debt, right? Isn't that what's happening? Like China's buying all our debt, which is like I'm like confused.
It's not just China, it's nations throughout that find us profitable. If they find our debt as a point where they can make a quick buck, they'll fuck with us as much as they want. And it is mostly Eastern nations, because if they fuck with us, they destabilize us. If they destabilize us, we lose our position.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation where we kind of we're codependent on each other, right? China needs us to still have money to buy their goods, but we need China to keep buying our debt. So it's I don't know. To me, it's all like funny money at this point. I'm just like what is real? Like what?
Nothing. Money is a fucking dumbass concept. Most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, money's an amazing concept, but we as humans don't know how the fuck to apply it.
Yeah, it's
because every time we try to apply it, it ends up coming back to this.
Dude, ever since we got rid of the gold standard, dude, we screwed up. Should not have gotten rid of the gold standard.
The gold standard would have fucked with the economy even more. We should have went straight for bimetallism instead.
Oh.
Right now, the dollar is worth however much fucking Jerry down the street says it is. Yeah, and Jerry's a fucking meth head. You don't want to listen to Jerry.
Who's Jerry, dude?
So, whatever Jerry's saying is dumb. Jerry is fucking with the dollar. We don't like Jerry anymore, but we
Oh my
can't
God.
do anything about it.
I don't know who this
because he has
Jerry
the
person
power
is.
of our money.
I don't know who this Jerry person. Why Jerry, dude?
But because of this, you know, it makes it for like trade and stuff. It makes the U.S. dollar easier to bounce off of, which is exactly what BRICS is trying to fight against.
Uh-huh.
What they didn't realize is that they put Russia in BRICS, and now they all have to fucking arrest them. So BRICS is already falling apart, which means the U.S. dollar is going to stay.
That seems
for
strange.
trade,
Very
which
strange.
isn't going to help this debt ceiling any.
So yeah, so yeah. To answer your question, to be what does it mean to you? Not very much. This is just things that like economists and politicians deal with. Honestly, like to you, the debt ceiling has to be raised in order for us to like continue functioning as society, and they're gonna do it.
There's a couple options.
They're never gonna not do it because that would lead to like World War III. Like,
well, can I give you the 3 fun like best options?
Sure, what do you think? What are the 3 best options?
The worst option is we just fucking ignore it.
Yeah.
This will throw us into a recession. It will probably throw the world into a depression.
Yeah.
And we'll basically have to fucking start anew. Our second option is that we can somehow get, I think it's like 12 Republicans in total, to vote with the Democrats on it and raise the debt ceiling. Our third option, we get Sleepy Joe over there to mint $1 trillion coin, and we pay 3 of those into the treasury.
Where's it come from, dude?
Debt.
What?
That's not a fucking joke. If we mint $1 trillion coin and put it back into the treasury, it'll work.
This to me makes no sense. Like, what's going
on? It doesn't. But then again, America's dollar is based on what Jerry down the street says. Jerry's a fucking idiot and told him he can make $1 trillion coin if you ask him nicely. And, you know, give him a little something under the table. Don't ask about that.
Don't ask him about it, dude.
Don't ask about it. Jerry gets real defensive about that for some reason. There's a 4th option that I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with minting the coin is that you now look like a fucking idiot in front of the entire earth.
Right, which is
the problem with getting the Republicans to vote with the Democrats is that they're Republicans and Democrats. They don't vote with each other. And the problem with ignoring it is that you fucking jeopardize the earth. Yeah. So, no matter what, we're kind of in a fucked position with this. We've been doing
that's my whole opinion of like, you know, what's the point? Like, just don't worry about it. Like, ignore it.
Unless they decide that they're not going to do shit, ignore it. It doesn't matter to you. But if they decide they're not going to do shit, that's when you need to start to focus on. You need to start getting some shit in order just in case stuff falls. Because if stuff falls, you're going to wish that you did that earlier.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Noise, for helping out.
Yeah. I still need help with question 5.
He's doing a good job. Yeah, Noise. Good job, Noise. Okay, cool. All right. It's been a good hour and a half, I guess, for the golden hour and a half. Interesting questions. Yeah, we got a little bit more political today, which is cool. Fine with it. Yeah, Habib says wheel. Let's play the wheel. Let's play the wheel. Yeah, okay.
My teacher got fired for political.
You know, I think we should be able to talk about politics. It's okay.
My teachers have gotten so fucking hyper political, bro. All of my teachers are neoconservatives in a class full of liberals.
Yeah, I feel like
I just sit in the corner as a centrist and just laugh at this shit because
I feel like everyone's a centrist, honestly.
The interventionist fucking like warmongers versus a bunch of teenagers who are screaming, "Oh no, war bad, no military, bad."
War's good.
Here, I'm just gonna put everyone in for the wheel for today because you all have great questions. I can't pick who's the best. I'm gonna do them all. Everyone has good questions. Who is it? Initial, Grim, Noise, Habib, Ethan, Teacup. Yes, Ethan says I'm here. Yeah, Ethan, you're in the drawing. Let's see who else asked a question. Exploded asked a good math question, but let me do that during office hours. Yeah.
Wheel.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, Nick. You had a question too. Yes, I did like your question, Nick. Weren't here for me to talk about it, but I did talk about it. Good question. I like yours. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, we're going to spin the wheel. Who gets a month of Discord Nitro? We get it. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it?
Come on, big money.
Big money. Oh, goes to Nick. Congrats, Nick.
Just like you stole my laptop.
Just like he stole my laptop. Yeah, good job, Nick.
I have a grudge.
It's okay. Yeah, you're not the spinning wheel champion today. Yeah, nice. Good job, Nick. All right.
I'm still keeping the role.
He said, yeah, you can still have the role, dude. All right. Thank you everyone for coming to today's episode of Golden Hour.
Have a good day, dude.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a great Thursday and everything.
I'll see you tomorrow. I have my finals.
Oh yeah,
this week.
you have your internet back. I was about to say, like, you got your internet back. You didn't have it yesterday, right?
No, I didn't. I still tried to show up, to be fair.
Yeah. I was like, you can't do it with your phone. It won't let you do it with your phone for the watch streak.
My phone internet sucks.
Your phone internet sucks.
I was on my phone. It doesn't work. I don't have 5G. I have LTE. My phone.
We gotta help you out. All right, cool.
He's buying me a new phone. Okay, bye. Have a
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Tomorrow, we have a stream tomorrow. Hour later.
Have a good day.
5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please come by with your specific math or science questions. I'll help you guys out with that. Congrats, Habib, on getting 99 in the college class you take. Sick. Okay, yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks guys for joining. We will see you all tomorrow for office hours, and then if you want to come by next Thursday, I'll actually be out of town, but I'll let you guys know the next time we do this. We may have to skip next week's, but we'll start it up again the week afterwards. Okay, cool. All right.
I say we.
What's up, Grim?
I say we overthrow gold.
Oh, overthrown.